My wife just got hit on her motorcycle. She called me. She's okay. I'm fixing it's over in Marshall. It was a tow truck dragging a Corvette that hit her. Fixing to haul ass over there, and I'm not bringing my gun. Everybody wants to go with the speed limit on a day that I'm in a hurry. Normally, I go 65 across here because that's the speed limit, and I have angry people behind me that want me to go faster. And now, now I need to go fast. And anyway, she called me and she said she didn't want me to come, but then she said I couldn't get it out of first gear, so I don't know if I can even ride my bike. So I just hung up and said I don't even want to talk about it. I'm on my way, but I did not hook up to my trailer. So if I need my trailer, she seems okay, so it doesn't sound like she's going to have to go to the hospital or anything. And she may not have even been on it because she was at a travel stop where she usually stops and gets a sip of water and, parks her bike. And it may have been parked when the guy hit it. So maybe it's not so bad. We'll be there in like 5 minutes. Everything's good. Nobody's hurt. He doesn't want to be in it. Just a little tick. No big deal. All good. All right, I got you in the camera holder because that guy does not want to be on video. We are not litigious people. He backed into her. I'll show you in a minute. We'll be going that way. Up here to the left, there's an exit, and she was behind him about 20 feet back, and he had pulled too far across the line, and the truck needed to turn in here, so he backed up all that way into her, and dented the fender, bent the little chrome valance around the headlight ring. No, not a big deal. She's had to change. He didn't know he did it, and I believe him. I mean, he's a nice enough guy and very apologetic, and anyway, Charlie had to chase him down to get him to stop, and he came back, turned around, came back, and I came up here to ride the bike home for her, to make sure I didn't need to whoop anybody's butt. Make sure everything worked okay on the bike, and she's going to be all right. They're going to fix it. Everything's cool. Yeah, she was right here at the exit behind him when a truck coming this way wanted to turn in, so he backed up into her, and then left when the truck turned, and she had to take off after him and chase him down. I'm sure he didn't know. You couldn't feel a motorcycle. You couldn't feel the little bit of bump, in the truck. So I assured him she's okay. They fixed the motorcycle. We're good. We're not. Tell this safety man will whatever it takes to save his job, because it doesn't take but one or two of them kind of backing up accidents where they'll get rid of you. And I don't want to see the guy, especially in this economy, lose his job. Accidents happen, and that's why we have insurance. So, I hope she can shift. She said it wouldn't come out of first gear when this first happened. We had 2 police show up. All right, that's it. We'll see you at home. All right, we're home. I'll show you a picture of what happened to the bike. But it was one of them flatbed tow trucks where the ramp comes down and, they pull a car up on it. And then on the back, it's got like tow bars that you can pick a car up on. Well, I think I already explained it, but it was at a travel stop. And he was in the driveway waiting to turn out and turn left, and she was behind him about 20 feet. She said she could see him in each mirror. That's how far back she was. So we don't get close to people for that very reason. They can't see you. So a truck comes up and wants to turn into the driveway. Well, he is pulled so far out that he has to back up. And he backs up right into Charly, and her honking her horn and yelling. And she said at one point, it was all she could do. She knew she was just going to have to hold on and try to keep the tire straight and the bike up. And he backed into her, smashed her fender, bent her headlight, and then took off. I'm sure that he knew he didn't hit her. We talked enough to realize that the guy wasn't a hit and run. He just didn't realize he'd hit her. So she takes out after him and pulls out in front of him at the red light. And then I may let her tell this part because she used bad language. Anyway, he turns around. He won't get out of the truck because she's pissed. And it's funnier when she tells it. So anyway, cops show up. And she calls me and said she didn't know if it would run or ride, or she couldn't get it out of first to begin with. And she wouldn't tell, I kept asking questions, and she's upset. So she's only telling me what pops into her head. Right now we're at the motor vehicle department. She's in there. She went to get her bike inspected, and then she drove like a quarter mile up to this little QT to get something to drink. Travel stop. And that's how quick it happened. So, everything's cool. Everybody calmed down. And before I left, I said, Brad, I do have a temper. And, I can maintain my temper right up to like here. And then as soon as I get here, crazy shit is going to happen. Either to me or to other people. And I know that. So I try always to not get in a situation where it gets that bad. So I didn't bring my gun purposely. And when I got there, everybody was calm and the guy was apologetic and the cops were already there. So we're not going to have any trouble. We're not litigious people. And I think once they realize that all I got to do is paint her fender and buy her a headlight bucket, we'll be cool. I think they'll be very grateful for that, because she could have, fallen out and had whiplash and backaches and chronic headaches and dizzy spells and hearing voices. And, they would have had to shell out 20, 30 grand, whatever. But we're not like that. As a matter of fact, when we were owner-operators, we had to protect ourselves from people who purposely tried to get us involved in a wreck. I mean, we had people do it. We had the same car do it to us in Selma, Alabama, where the right lane ends. And going through Selma, this guy probably tried to do this all day long. What are the odds? 2 or 3 weeks apart, the same guy in the same car would try to get you to hit him. So he would blow your doors off in that right lane and then come right over in front of you and then slam his brakes on. We knew it. We were in a company truck back then. So, if it had happened, it wouldn't have been our insurance. Anyway, we had enough people try to do that, so we're well aware of insurance scammers and people who do the wrong thing. I mean, if you get hurt, you should be made whole. And maybe a little, compensation for your time and trouble. But look at all the lawyers that have made livings off of encouraging people to sue other people. I mean, it's biblically wrong, too. If you're not a Christian, maybe you don't understand that. But it's morally wrong. It's ethically wrong. If somebody backs into you and they dent your fender and they offer to fix your fender, you're not hurt, why not just let them fix the fender? And everybody makes mistakes. I mean, do you want to be held any more accountable for your mistake than just making somebody whole and repairing damage you may have caused? Of course you don't. Well, there's people that make a living off of trying to make a fender dent into a lottery winning. So, I'll show you the picture of the fender when we get home, and it's just a little chrome ring around her headlight, and the fender's got a big dent in it. And I reached under there to make sure that you could drive and the rubber wouldn't hit the dent. Okay, we're going home. Well, I just noticed upon bringing it into the garage here that it did knock the headlight out of square, so I'll have to readjust that. But it bent the headlight bezel right here. And her beautiful bike, her beautiful